guys, welcome back to Daily Dreamer. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out with me and sharing a dream or two. Alright, so I'm just going to get to it. My glasses are really dirty. It's short, simple, sweet, to the point. It was a really cool dream. I wake up and I come to, and I'm in this basement. And, okay, it looked like I was in a basement, but it more looked like a vintage shop. And it's funny because I have a vintage store. But anyways, it's a vintage shop, and I am looking around and I'm seeing all these, trinkets and items and vintage things from way back when. But I also remember saying to myself that it was pretty dark and I really need to find something, a light or something, so that I can see what's going on. And as I look for the light switch, I happen to notice a candle. I thought, well, that'll work. So I go over and in dreamland, everything instant as soon as you think of it. The candle needs to be lit, so boom, it lights up and lights up the room just wonderfully. However, that's not what got me. What got me was the fact that the candle, that when it lit up, it was maroon in color, and it started emanating a smell of cranberries. And cranberries I love. For some reason, it just makes me so happy. I think because there's a lot of really good memories that I associate with cranberries. So that was pretty cool. So I go and I find the candle holder to put the candle on. And then I ended up bumping into this old vintage record player. And it started to play. And I can see myself dancing and having a good time. It was really fun. I put the candle down. I just started dancing. It must have been a song I really enjoyed. So I wasn't done dancing when this song ended, so I looked for another album. I reached over, I get another album, I put it on, but apparently, I don't know, I mistook the album for being something that was going to jazz me up, because the next thing I know, I'm crying. I'm real saddened by the music that is playing. And there's a thought that is, telepathically communicated to me. Okay, and it comes from out of nowhere, and it says, it's okay, even in this room, you're allowed to cry. And I remember just kind of like looking up, going, where'd that come from? Well, I happen to see in my peripheral this tiny little, like, sphinx, and he's holding a spear, a real tiny spear, and I don't recognize it, but it was very curious because it was kind of like holographic. It was really cool. So I go over and I pick it up and I look into the little sphere. And I see this little mini universe in there. It was almost like it was a reflection coming from somewhere in the room, but I couldn't quite tell where. But it was really cool to look at. But as I'm looking into the sphere, I realized that I must have been really hungry, because something caused a thought of a cupcake to appear. So I thought I must have been hungry, so I reach up for the cupcake to grab it to eat. And as I go to eat it, I guess I wasn't clear to the universe and saying, that looks good, I am hungry. Because the taste that came along with it did not match the cupcake look that it presented. And it tasted more like, I don't know, honey with like fish or something, pickles, I don't know. It was absolutely horrible. And so I learned an instant lesson at that point. I really need to be more clear with the universe if I'm going to ask for cupcakes. But, anyways, as I was eating it, I took that first bite. What came out of my thought was, ooh, yuck, oh, yuck, and I'll never try this one again. Oh, why did I even try it? And I put it down. And then another thought came from that little tiny Sphinx guy. And he says, yeah, but it's still another story for your soul. And then I was awakened. So it was a really cool dream, and it seemed like it took 10 seconds when I'm sure it took, like, I don't know, a minute and a half linear time. But anyway, so what do you think that dream means? I don't know. Let's go find out, shall we? In this world, we are given several different missions that we have to accomplish. The first mission is to find our purpose. The second mission is to share that purpose with humanity. It's our gift to the collective. But the third mission is to be able to record our earthly experiences, okay, and bring them back for our own cosmic library of knowledge, our own Akashic record. In other words, record our experiences on a heartfelt level. Okay, so how is this done? Why do we do it? We do it so that we can further advance ourselves on a higher level. But how is it done? Well, it's done by bridging the gap between the astral and the physical. How do we do this? All right, well, when someone says that I feel you, do they really understand what they're saying? Probably not. But what they do understand is that feeling that they say to you to empathize with you means that they are valid. In other words, they were able to experience a moment that allowed them to be able to say that statement with truth. What they don't know is that they recorded those feelings via senses in their heart, which then allowed them to say that statement with truth. All right, so how do you record feelings? Well, we know it's done by connecting the ethereal emotions to physical senses. These experiences are recorded by sensing, that is then recorded as a feeling that is then taken back to the heart for future reference. Emotions are ethereal energy, meaning they can be felt, but they cannot be touched. Down here, the physical senses allow us to be able to create those feelings when we experience moments. So, for example, pain. Pain is a very physical and emotional experience. Pain results when our nervous system's response, that stimuli, is triggered from something traumatic, whether it be a car accident, a physical beating, a mental breakdown. Something triggered that nervous system stimuli so that when it triggered it, it recorded that moment, that pain, that emotion, that feeling. Okay, happiness works the same way. On a physical side, happiness involves a lot of physiological and neurological responses from the body and the brain itself. So, to experience happiness, to be able to record that feeling, when a person goes through that, what they are doing is that the brain starts creating these chemicals, okay, these neurotransmitters that we know as dopamine, endorphins, serotonin, oxytocin, but they create those feelings for us to be able to understand now what pleasure is, or satisfaction, or well being. Maybe through the sense of smell, lighting a cranberry candle allows you to recall a moment of happiness. Likewise, maybe hearing a song on the radio, maybe it elicits happiness, or maybe it, brings out some sadness for you. But it's through that physical sense of hearing that allows you to be able to recall or record moments in your life that you understand how to feel from it. Tasting can create a whole new experience for you if you've never tried something and it tastes awful. It's something you'll never forget, thus allowing you a new experience that was recorded. Or maybe tasting something elicited a memory from long ago that brought you joy. It's those moments right there. That's where you have recorded your feelings. That heartfelt sense of feeling is your Akashic record. Okay, we use these senses so that we can bridge the gap to understanding what feeling is all about. So when someone says to you, I feel you, understand they probably do. But now that both of you can feel this experience together, understand that right now in this moment, the universe is not just asking you to, um, you know, feel with your senses, but it also wants you to feel with your soul. You're being asked to embrace a very profound connection that, goes beyond all understanding, if you will. All right, in this state of feeling, your physical senses are whispering right now to the infinite, to the astral realm. So every sensation that you use, whether it be sight, sound, smell, touch, or taste, it's creating a connection for you of emotion and feeling. So while we all know that the energy and emotion is the very essence of the universe itself, don't forget that in this moment, let it remind you that it's not just lying in the knowing of it, but in the feeling of the depths of the existence of the universe itself, by allowing feelings and emotions to guide you towards, a higher level for yourself. So if you do that and you understand that, then by golly, your vintage store will continue to produce a treasure trove of heartfelt connections that will allow you to be able to understand feeling, and thus allowing you to be able to connect to a higher level for yourself on a deeper level. Guys, thanks so much for joining me for Daily Dreamer. Many blessings to you and sweet dreams.